Evelyn was 76 when I met her. Widowed, independent, still sharp in conversation. The kind of woman who always smiled, even when tired. But behind that smile, something was off. She came to my clinic with 3 complaints. Her mind felt cloudy, her joints stiff, and her legs unusually heavy. No diagnosis, no disease, just a slow, steady decline in energy, clarity, and movement. We ran the tests. Everything looked normal. Until I asked a simple question. "Evelyn, what do you snack on during the day?" She lit up. "Only healthy stuff, doctor. I love almonds, cashews, macadamias. Sometimes a handful of peanuts. Never chips. Never sugar." That's when it hit me, because what most people don't realize is, after age 60, your body doesn't react the same way it used to. Some foods that once helped, now quietly harm. Especially nuts. In fact, a 12-year study from the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that certain types of nuts increase the risk of cardiovascular collapse in older adults by up to 48%. That's not social media. That's peer-reviewed science. So I asked Evelyn to try a small change. Swap 2 types of nuts she ate every day. That's it. No diet, no exercise plan, no supplements. What happened in the weeks that followed surprised even me. Welcome to Senior Health Tips, where we bring science, clarity, and compassion to every conversation about aging. In today's video, I'll walk you through the 4 best nuts to support your brain, joints, and circulation, the 4 worst nuts that might be silently affecting your memory, blood pressure, or digestion, and the 1 nut that's been linked to liver damage, kidney stress, and even early cognitive decline. This isn't fear. This is empowerment. Because after 60, every bite matters, and like Evelyn, you deserve to feel strong, clear, and independent, without guessing your way through health food trends. So let's begin, gently, clearly, and 1 step at a time. Let's start with the first harmful nut, peanuts. Evelyn used to carry a small Ziploc bag in her purse. Inside, a mix of peanuts, raisins, and a few almonds. "It keeps me away from the junk food," she said with a smile. Like many seniors, she thought peanuts were a smart snack. Easy to pack. Cheap. Full of protein. Right? But here's what most people don't realize. Peanuts are not true nuts. They belong to the legume family, and that small difference changes everything, especially as we age. First, there's the hidden threat of aflatoxin, a toxic compound produced by mold, Aspergillus flavus, that commonly contaminates peanuts during storage, especially in warm, humid conditions. Aflatoxin isn't just a minor concern. According to the World Health Organization, aflatoxin is classified as a Group 1 carcinogen, linked to liver cancer, immune suppression, and chronic inflammation. In fact, a 2020 study published in Toxins found that peanuts have one of the highest rates of aflatoxin contamination among commonly consumed foods. And older adults are particularly vulnerable because liver detox function declines with age. Second, peanuts are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids, with over 4,000 milligrams per ounce. If you're not eating enough omega-3s to balance it out, this leads to a pro-inflammatory state in the body. Chronic inflammation is the root of many age-related diseases, including heart disease, joint degeneration, and cognitive decline. So while peanuts may appear harmless, they can quietly undermine muscle health, circulation, and mental clarity, the very things we try to preserve as we age. When I asked Evelyn to pause her peanut habit and switch to walnuts and pumpkin seeds instead, we kept everything else the same. 3 weeks later, she returned. "I feel lighter," she said. "My knees aren't as stiff, and I don't wake up groggy anymore." Was it a miracle? Number. It was biochemistry finally working in her favor. If you enjoy peanuts, here's how to protect yourself. Choose only dry roasted, organic, and unsalted peanuts. Never eat from bags that have been open more than a week, especially in warm or humid climates. Limit your intake to 1 to 2 times per week, and balance with anti-inflammatory foods like leafy greens and oily fish. Because at this stage in life, it's not about giving up snacks. It's about choosing ones that love you back. Evelyn used to say, "Cashews are my treat. Buttery, soft, and feel fancy. Much better than candy." And she's right. They taste amazing. But taste doesn't always tell the full story. Cashews are often marketed as heart-healthy. But for seniors, especially those with kidney sensitivity, they can quietly do harm. Why? Because cashews are one of the highest oxalate nuts you can eat. Oxalates are natural compounds found in many plant foods, and in excess, they bind with calcium in the kidneys to form kidney stones. According to the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, cashews contain over 49 milligrams of oxalate per ounce, significantly higher than many other nuts. For seniors who don't hydrate well or already have decline in kidney function, this is a red flag. But that's not all. Cashews are also high in phytic acid, a substance that can interfere with the absorption of important minerals like zinc, magnesium, and iron, all essential for muscle recovery and energy. And ironically, cashews are relatively low in protein compared to other nuts. 1 ounce gives just 5 grams of protein, while the same amount of almonds gives nearly 6.5 grams, and pumpkin seeds offer over 7 grams. When Evelyn replaced her mid-morning cashews with a mix of pumpkin seeds and a boiled egg, the difference was subtle but steady. Less bloating. More stable energy, no more dull pain in her lower back. So does this mean you should never eat cashews? Not necessarily, but they shouldn't be your everyday nut. Stick to small portions, no more than a handful, 1 to 2 times per week. Always drink plenty of water to help flush oxalates, and if you have a history of kidney issues or low bone density, consider swapping cashews for nuts lower in oxalate like almonds or pistachios, because some foods look fancy, taste rich. But inside the aging body, they might be leaving behind more harm than help. The third nut to be cautious with, macadamia. Evelyn once brought me a small tin of macadamia nuts as a thank you gift. "They're heart-healthy, right?" she asked. I smiled, because her intention was sweet. But what she didn't know was this. Not every healthy nut supports a senior's body. Macadamia nuts are rich, buttery, and yes, they contain good fats. But they're also extremely calorie-dense and low in protein, which makes them a poor choice for older adults trying to maintain muscle mass and energy. Let's look at the numbers. Just 10 to 12 macadamia nuts, about 1 ounce, contain over 200 calories, but less than 2 grams of protein, and only trace amounts of calcium, iron, or magnesium. For comparison, the same serving of pumpkin seeds gives you over 7 grams of protein and 5 times more magnesium, a mineral essential for muscle contraction and nerve function. And that's the key. While macadamias may be fine for a younger adult with an active metabolism, for someone over 60, Those empty calories can quietly displace more important nutrients needed for strength, coordination, and balance. According to a 2020 study in the Journals of Gerontology, low protein and magnesium intake in older adults is associated with greater risk of frailty, falls, and reduced walking speed. Evelyn told me, "I snack on macadamias while watching TV in the evening, just a handful. But that handful, every night, added over 1,000 empty calories a week, with almost no muscle-supporting nutrients. Once she swapped them for a mix of pistachios and roasted edamame, not only did she feel fuller, she also started walking longer without needing to rest." So here's what I recommend. Treat macadamias like dessert, not your daily snack limit, to once per week, and eat them after a balanced meal, not alone. Prioritize nuts and seeds with higher protein, magnesium, and fiber, because luxurious taste means nothing. If it's quietly weakening your muscles and slowing you down. The fourth nut to be cautious with: Brazil nuts. Evelyn was a quiet 74-year-old from Oregon. A retired librarian, she loved crossword puzzles, soft music, and her morning routine: a glass of warm lemon water, and 2 Brazil nuts, every single day. "I read they're good for thyroid health," she told me. And she wasn't wrong. Brazil nuts are one of the richest natural sources of selenium, a trace mineral crucial for thyroid and immune function. But here's the thing: a little goes a very long way. And too much selenium, especially in seniors, can do more harm than good. Just 1 Brazil nut can contain anywhere from 90 to 100 micrograms of selenium. That's more than 160% of the recommended daily intake for adults. 2 nuts? You're already close to double the safe limit. According to the National Institutes of Health, consistently consuming over 400 micrograms of selenium per day can lead to hair loss, digestive issues, muscle weakness, and even nerve damage and cognitive decline. A study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2019 also linked high selenium blood levels in older adults with an increased risk of type 2 diabetes and oxidative stress. Evelyn didn't notice it at first, but after a few months, her hair became thin. Her fingers trembled slightly when writing, and she found herself forgetting small details more often. Blood tests showed selenium levels nearly double the upper safe range. We cut her Brazil nut intake down to just 1 per week, and within 2 months, her symptoms began to ease. Brazil nuts aren't bad, but they are potent. So here's what I recommend: no more than 1 Brazil nut per day, and ideally, just 2 to 3 per week. Avoid Brazil nut oil or superfood blends that list selenium. If you're experiencing hair loss, fatigue, or tingling in your hands, ask your doctor to test your selenium level. Because sometimes, even the smallest things in our diet carry the biggest risks. So now you know, not all nuts are created equal. Some may taste amazing, look healthy, or even show up on trendy wellness blogs. But for seniors, what's healthy must also be gentle, balanced, and bioavailable. The truth is, as we age, the body becomes more sensitive, not just to toxins, but also to imbalances in minerals, fats, and calories. And while some nuts quietly deplete us, others can restore, protect, and energize us from the inside out. That's where we're going now. Let's talk about the 4 best nuts for adults over 60. The ones that support your brain, your bones, and your independence. starting with one of the most underrated powerhouses. Almonds. Number 1. Almonds, the gentle strength builder. Linda, 68, from Minnesota, came to me after recovering from knee surgery. Her main concern wasn't the pain, it was the weakness. "I just feel like my legs can't support me the way they used to," she said. She was eating well, but her snacks were mostly crackers or fruit. I suggested one simple change: add a small handful of almonds to her day. Almonds are a nutritional powerhouse for seniors. Just 1 ounce, about 23 almonds, provides 6 grams of protein, 3.5 grams of fiber, over 35% of daily vitamin E, and significant amounts of magnesium and calcium. Why does this matter? Because vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant, shown in studies to help preserve memory and reduce age-related cognitive decline. And magnesium and calcium are key minerals that support muscle recovery, bone strength, and healthy nerve signals. In a 2019 study published in Nutrients, older adults who consumed nuts high in vitamin E and magnesium had better physical performance scores and fewer signs of frailty. After just 4 weeks of adding almonds to her breakfast and afternoon snack, Linda returned with a smile. "I can climb stairs again," she said, "and I haven't dropped my keys once this week." Here's how to enjoy almonds the right way. Eat raw or dry roasted. Unsalted combine with a source of vitamin C, like orange slices for better absorption. Keep servings to 1 ounce per day. More isn't better. Because almonds don't just feed your body, they help rebuild your strength with every bite. Walnuts, the brain's best friend. Robert, 73, used to teach high school science in San Diego. Even in retirement, he loved reading medical journals and keeping his mind sharp. But recently, something changed. "I forget words mid-sentence," he told me. "I never used to do that." He was worried, and so was I. His blood pressure was fine. Cholesterol? Normal. But his diet? That's where I noticed something. Lots of toast. Fruit. A bit of yogurt. But not much omega-3s. I asked him to try something for 1 month. A handful of walnuts every morning with breakfast. Walnuts are one of the only nuts rich in alpha-linolenic acid, ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that supports brain function, reduces inflammation, and improves blood flow to the brain. 1 ounce, about 14 halves, of walnuts provides 2.5 grams of ALA omega-3 4 grams of protein, powerful antioxidants like polyphenols. In a 2020 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, researchers found that older adults who consumed walnuts daily had better memory, faster processing speed, and reduced risk of cognitive decline. For Robert, it took just 3 weeks. He told me, "It's not perfect, but I feel more clear, like my thoughts aren't stuck in fog anymore." And that's no small thing, not at 73. Here's how to make the most of walnuts. Eat raw or lightly toasted. No sugar coating. Pair with berries or dark chocolate for added brain benefits. Stick to 1 small handful each day, about 7 whole walnuts. Because walnuts don't just help you remember more, they help you stay yourself, sharp, engaged, and mentally independent. Pumpkin seeds, the muscle recharger. Eleanor, 69, lives in Colorado Springs. Every morning she takes a slow walk around her block. But lately, that walk had become harder. "My legs feel like bricks," she said. "No matter how early I go, I still get cramps halfway." She wasn't dehydrated. Her blood pressure was well controlled, but her magnesium intake, one of the most overlooked nutrients in seniors, was far too low. That's when I recommended a simple, affordable solution: pumpkin seeds, just one small handful a day. Why pumpkin seeds? Because they're rich in magnesium, zinc, and tryptophan, 3 compounds that play essential roles in muscle recovery, better sleep, and even nerve relaxation. 1 ounce of roasted pumpkin seeds offers 150 milligrams magnesium, nearly 40% of daily needs, over 7 grams of protein, and powerful antioxidants like vitamin E and carotenoids. A 2018 meta-analysis published in Magnesium Research Journal found that older adults with adequate magnesium levels had 31% lower risk of muscle cramping and better muscle strength scores. For Eleanor, the change was real. After 2 weeks of adding pumpkin seeds to her afternoon snack, she told me, "My legs still get tired, but they don't lock up anymore. And I slept through the night for the first time in months." So how can you make pumpkin seeds work for you? Eat them dry roasted, unsalted, sprinkle on oatmeal, salad, or blend into smoothies. Start with 1 to 2 tablespoons a day and drink water with them, because not every solution needs to be complex. Sometimes it's just a handful of seeds, quietly restoring your muscles from within. Flax seeds. The silent protector Carol was 70, a retired nurse from Vermont. She had always eaten healthy, avoided sugar, and walked every morning. But lately, she felt off. "My digestion is slow, I'm bloated all the time, and my heart races at night for no reason," she told me. We ruled out major causes. Her labs looked decent. But her diet? Low in fiber, low in omega-3. That's when I suggested something small, yet powerful. Add 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed to your day. Why flax seeds? Because they're one of the most underrated superfoods for seniors. Just 1 tablespoon, 7 grams, provides over 2 grams of fiber, mostly soluble, 1.6 grams of omega-3, AALA, and a unique antioxidant called lignan, which supports hormone balance and heart health. A 2022 meta-analysis in Frontiers in Nutrition found that daily flaxseed intake reduced blood pressure, lowered LDL cholesterol, and improved bowel regularity, especially in older adults. After just 10 days, Carol called me. "I'm not bloated anymore. My energy's back. I even sleep deeper." Sometimes it doesn't take a prescription, just a tablespoon of the right food. So how do you get flax seeds to work for you? Always use ground flax seeds, not whole. Your body can't digest the shell. Mix into yogurt, oatmeal, or smoothies. Start with 1 teaspoon per day, then slowly increase to 1 tablespoon. Because flax seeds don't shout. They whisper healing to your gut, your heart, and your mind. As we age, the smallest choices often make the biggest difference. A simple swap, from a harmful nut to a healing one, can mean more energy, steadier legs, sharper memory, and a heart that keeps going strong. Today, you've learned which nuts to avoid and which ones to embrace, not just for their taste, but for the way they care for your brain, your bones, your muscles, and your peace of mind. You don't have to change everything overnight, just 1 handful at a time. 1 small change, 1 stronger tomorrow. And if this video helped you feel more confident about what you eat, or reminded you that you still have the power to shape your health, we invite you to subscribe to Seniors Health Tips. This channel is made for you. Gentle, science-based, and always focused on helping you stay strong, independent, and informed. Thank you for being here. Take good care of yourself. You deserve it.